Hello, my name is Quốc. Nice to meet you.
My name is Mike. Nice to meet you too.
How are you today?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old. How about you? How old are you?
I'm 19 years old. What do you do?
I'm a third-year student. What about you? What do you do?
I'm a second-year student. Have you got a girlfriend?
No, I haven't. I haven't got a girlfriend. How about you? Have you got a girlfriend?
No, I haven't. I haven't got a girlfriend. How many siblings have you got?
I've got a brother. How about you? How many siblings have you got?
I've got a sister. How long have you been here?
I've been here for about 2 years. What about you? How long have you been here?
I've been here for about 1 year. Who do you usually go home with?
I usually go home with my friend. And you? Who do you usually go home with?
I usually go home with my friend. Where do you come from?
I come from Vĩnh Phúc province. What about you? Where do you come from?
I come from Quảng Ninh province. How often do you visit your family?
I visit my family every week. How about you? How often do you visit your family?
I visit my family once a week. When do you usually go home?
I usually go home in the morning. And you? When do you usually go home?
I usually go home in the morning too. What time do you usually go home?
I usually go home at 7 a.m. What about you? What time do you usually go home?
I usually go home at 7:45 a.m. What do you usually do after going back home?
After going back home, I usually have breakfast. How about you? What do you usually do after going back home?
After going back home, I usually listen to music. When do you usually go back to your hometown?
I usually go back to my hometown at the weekend. What about you? When do you usually go back to your hometown?
I usually go back to my hometown on holidays. How often do you visit? How do you usually go home? How do you usually go back to your hometown?
I usually go back to my hometown by motorbike.
Why don't you go by bus?
Because I get car sick when I go by bus.
Why don't you go by car?
Because I haven't got a car.
Why don't you go by taxi?
Because it's too expensive for me. And you? How do you usually go back to your hometown?
I usually go back to my hometown by coach.
Why don't you go by bus?
Because I get car sick when I go by bus.
Why don't you go by taxi?
Because it's too expensive for me.
Why don't you go by car?
Because I haven't got a car. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Hello, my name is Tom. Nice to meet you.
My name is Quốc. Nice to meet you too.
How are you today?
I'm great. How about you? How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Who do you usually go home with?
I usually go home with my friend. How about you? Who do you usually go home with?
I usually go home alone. When do you usually go home?
I usually go home in the morning. What about you? When do you usually go home?
I usually go home in the afternoon. What time do you usually go home?
I usually go home at 7:45 a.m. How about you? What time do you usually go home?
I usually go home at 2 p.m. What do you usually do after going back home?
After going back home, I usually go out. What about you? What what do you usually do after going back home?
After going back home, I usually visit my friends. How often do you visit your family?
I visit my family once a week. How about you? How often do you visit your family?
I visit my family about once a year. How long have you been here?
I've been here for 1 year. How about you? How long have you been here?
I've been here for about 3 months. Where do you come from?
I come from Quảng province. How about you? Where do you come from?
I come from Ireland. Have you got a girlfriend?
No, I haven't. I haven't got a girlfriend. What about you? Have you got a girlfriend?
Yes, I have. I've got a girlfriend. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old. What about you? How old are you?
I'm 28 years old. Have you got any siblings?
I've got a sister. How about you? How many siblings have you got?
I've got 2 brothers and 3 sisters. What do you do?
I'm a second year student. How about you? What do you do?
I'm an English teacher. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
You too.
See you later.
See you later.